BG motherfucking E. Yeah. Black moon in the fucking. Yeah. Let me come to your block, nigga. See, I'm everywhere. Brooklyn and Michigan, motherfucker. You heard? Yeah, it's been a long time since I've been in the game spitting raw rhymes. Now I maintain cause it's your time. Look, little nigga, just keep a strong mind and you'll be online to climb to the top where the raindrop is like the tears of fake rappers who ain't drop. What a sign how time fly. You was a team with a team, now your team gotta ride. Yeah, I ain't saying quit. we 50 and I don't mean fifth with me. I can tell you where you need it now. Have a seat with these little niggas who eat it now. Wow, and show them R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Cause when the block get hot, they cop AC. See, nobody listen when the grind is low. You start seeing your fiend hitting lines of coke. But I can't wake up in the eyes of Poe. Cause I got much more to go and much more to show. Let them know. Word. Creep with me as we roll through your hood. What hood? Yo hood like it's all good. Go ahead, fuck around. It's Black Moon and this bitch boy, buck 'em down.
Creep with me as I roll through the hood. What hood? Your hood, like it's all good. Ha! Go ahead, fuck around. It's Black Moon and this bitch boy, buck 'em down. Please don't think it's a game, cause we coming to squeeze. Spit it right on top of your mind with ease. It's a triple threat, expendable 3. Nat Turner on his grind, another nigga free. Let me put the 12 gauge where the third eye should be. Open up your vortex inside your cerebral cortex. Black Moon, take control of the wave of the war next. That means we bring heat to the streets behind the wall rest. Tough act, and that's a fact, we persevere. High 5 on the set, we be the outstanding here. Evil D on the set, yeah, we rock the best. Knock it to the east and we knock it to the west. Knock it to the death.
Creep with me as we roll through your hood. What hood? Yo hood like it's all good. Go ahead, fuck around. It's Black Moon and this bitch boy, buck 'em down.
Creep with me as I roll through the hood. What hood? Your hood like it's all good. Ha! Go ahead, fuck around. It's Black Moon and this bitch boy, buck 'em down.
Fire in the hole, explode. Next episode like Doctor, Buck Proper, Kenyatta, Dundata, Slap Fathers. Digging your bitch, making chick jollies. I won all this, that's why Black Moon is back. The 808 bass and the boom back to match. You get clapped and I don't mean by hands. Dedicated to the buck and I don't mean my fans, nigga.
Click clack, me and Buck get busy, that's a fact. Fuera de este mundo, the moon is black. 5 is alive, Buck a shot at a show. Shut it down, heavy and on when we letting you know. Come on. The cannon gonna be big when we letting it go. Looking like the stars at night when we letting it blow. Since we be the real gods upright, letting it flow. 20 years in the game of life, not for the dough. Yeah.
Creep with me as we roll through your hood. What hood? Yo hood like it's all good. Go ahead, fuck around. It's Black Moon and this bitch boy, buck 'em down.
Creep with me as I roll through the hood. What hood? Your hood like it's all good. Ha! Go ahead, fuck around. It's Black Moon and this bitch boy, buck 'em down.
Creep with me as we roll through your hood. What hood? Yo hood like it's all good. Go ahead, fuck around. It's Black Moon and this bitch boy, buck 'em down.
Creep with me as I roll through the hood. What hood? Your hood, like it's all good. Ha! Go ahead, fuck around. It's Black Moon and this bitch boy.
All right. All right, we're here. We are 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 here. I am your host, the intellectual, high and mighty, Lord Benjamin Manhattan. And this is High and Mighty Thoughts with me, the intellectual Lord Benjamin Manhattan. I like the Lord part. I might keep it around. I like Lord Benjamin. I only let only chosen few of my friends call me Ben. Very few. Everybody else is Benjamin. 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 It's pronounced Benjamin. Menhattan. Not Manhattan. Not Manhattan like to say. I'm going to pronounce my name. I'm going to take the time to pronounce my name real quick. It's Benjamin. Or you can say Benjamin. Benjamin. Benjamin Manhattan. Not Manhattan. It's Menhattan. Menhattan. I don't see people in my comment section on my Patreon. By the way, subscribe to Mentellect Patreon. Mentellect Patreon. Mentellect Patreon men's channel. Mentellect Patreon women's channel. Get logical and rational breakdowns of what it is, or what it is to be, practical, how to practice manhood in a pragmatic way, how to practice womanhood in a pragmatic way, meaning practical. And manhood and womanhood is something that must be continuously practiced in the face of malehood, as I call it, and femalehood, which brings me into alignment to what I'm about to talk about. Because a lot of people have been copying from my content and repackaging and reintroducing my stuff. But we're going to get into it. But before we do, in the name of Amen, the Supreme, the All-Powerful, the one and only true Lord, and Amen we trust, and Amen we think, and in Amen we continue forward forever. So, let's get into this. The title to this is Men versus Males. This, I'm going to be speaking on men versus males, the original breakdown. You know, the original breakdown, because a lot of people don't know this, but if you've been listening to YouTube or, you know, a lot of these influencers are on YouTube now, and, you know, they're not necessarily the leaders of anything or trying to be seen as leaders, but they would much rather be viewed as influencers. And the influencers, these are the guys who got the thousands and thousands upon thousands of subscribers, you know, and like I said, I don't have that. And reason being is because I know that YouTube has shadow banned my channel. I know they shadow banned my channel, and that's cool. That's all right. I don't monetize this channel either, but I only do it because, like I said, I'd much rather, like I said, I want to give people a taste of what it is that I offer through Mentellect, which I've been teaching since 2010. This is still Mentellect. You know, Mentellect is only for those who are mentally chosen, mentally elect. It's a word that came from and through me, from on high, from my ascendants in the future, as I say, those fourth dimensionals, who delivered the word and the definition, the definitive definition of the word Mentellect, MENTELLECT. You got a lot of people out here who are trying to use the word Mentellect, and like I told people, the word is trademarked, and the word is trademarked. I own the rights to the word Mentellect in audio and in written words, and written and audio, meaning on for YouTube, anything recorded, which is YouTube, anything which is in books, which is I got that Mentellect on lock. So I've trademarked it, the word Mentellect, purposely because you got people who will take from your teachings and try to, you know, build a foundation off of your teachings. One character in particular, among many, this guy by the name of Dondre Whitfield. Right, Dondre Whitfield is married to what's that actress name? Sally Richardson. You know, she used to mess around with Tupac. Yeah, she was jumping it off with Tupac and them allegedly. You know what I'm saying? But not so allegedly, but allegedly. I'm gonna just say that for legal purposes. But you know, he's taken to talking about the difference between men and males. You know, he's been doing that lately. The difference between, now he says man and male, but he before he was saying men and males. We all know that men is the plural for men, but in actuality it's not. But I'm going to get into that also. When I originally introduced the breakdown, let me take these off. When I originally introduced the breakdown of the difference between men and males, I was very distinctive in that. Very distinctive in the description. And you know, I haven't heard anybody speak about the difference between men and males until I did. And I've heard people take bits and pieces of things I said, but never the whole full definition. But it is very important to know in this day and time that there is truly a difference between men and males, just like there's a difference between women and females. You see, nobody took that part yet. But if you go on my Mentellect men's channel, or my Mentellect women's channel, I gladly explain in full detail what it is, the difference between men and males and women and females are, which I'm going to do now. Men, right? Men are mentally correct. Those who are men are a step up from males. Remember, I said a male can be anything from an animal to an insect, right? That the male is actually the lower level of gender. Male and female is the low level of gender. Why do I say that? Because you can have animals, insects, or lesser life forms be considered male and female. So if you have aligned yourself with the lesser life forms who are considered, who have a gender of male and female, right? If you align yourself with that and call yourself male and female, you just put yourself on the level of those lower creatures who are only anatomically correct, meaning that the sex organs and things that makes them males and females is intact, it is correct, and that's what makes them males and females. However, you will never refer to an animal as a man, a male animal as a man, or men. You'll never refer to a group of male animals as men or man, and you'll never refer to female animals as women. You see, and now why is that? Why would you never refer to a male cat as a man and a female cat as a woman? Why would you never refer to them as that? Answer, because it's two totally different states of being. Like I said, males, just like females, are anatomically correct. They have the organs, and everything, penis, vagina, breasts, all this other stuff, which makes them anatomically male and female. But there's a mental connection when you get to men and women. When you get to the stage of being considered men and women, that's on a higher level mentally. What makes you men and women is a mental connection to something higher, which is higher intelligence, mental capabilities, advanced ways of thinking that puts you above and beyond the animal kingdom, or queendom as we say, the animal queendom here, right? Where it is ruled by males and females, those who only are able to align themselves with those gender bases. Beyond that, mentally, they're not connected to manhood and womanhood, or what the species or the higher level of intelligence, which would denote who would be considered men and women. Men and women is a mental connection to a higher state of being. Again, men and women are supposed to have a higher level of thinking than males and females. They're supposed to. You see, they're supposed to have a higher level of thinking above male and female. That's why you can outthink animals, insects, and things. You can outthink them and whatnot, and kill them off if you need to, because your intelligence denotes that you are on a higher level than them. Your intelligence is what makes you men and women. That's the difference. Now you got a lot of males and females walking around here who act like who cater to their lower nature, to that animalistic nature that makes them just males and females. You see, when you think with your physical parts, your body parts, when you basically, everything that you are and define yourself as is based in your body parts, not in your intelligence, not in your brain reception or understanding of anything. It's all based in your body parts. Like, you ever heard this phrase, you think with your you know what, you think with this. You got people out here, male and female, who should not be considered men and women. You got males and females out here who don't have that level, that higher level of comprehension, that higher level of intelligence, to have discernment, to make intelligent decisions. You have only thing that they can basically be described as is males and females. They have the physical body parts, but not the mental, not the mental aptitude. They don't have that which is supposed to separate you from the animals. You see, because you got a lot of people out here who act like animals. You got a lot of people out here who act like animals. Why? Because they cater to their lower nature. They can't cater to that low vibrational frequency, that animal frequency of just, screwing and, doing all of the, having, just sexually, driven, just sexually driven, not mentally driven. Those who are emotionally driven and not mentally driven. See, real men and real women are mentally driven. Real men and real women are mentally driven. You'll find through time that most of the people in this world are not mentally driven. They're driven by their lower nature. They're driven by that animal instinct that they channel on. Now, you would think because they're walking on 2 legs and not 4, and that they are able to process thoughts on some level, that they're not animals, but that's not true. I found that not to be true at all through my experience. I see a lot of people who, though they walk upright, though they speak to you, right, they have an animal mentality, an animal instinct. They move off of impulse, off of emotion, off of feelings. And that's really the mindset of the people that run this world today, your so-called human race. And you already know who is comprised of the human race. I don't even got to say it. You already know who's comprised of the human race. They work off of their emotions. They work off of their impulse. Very little to no real high mental capacity. You see, everything is driven by emotion. And when you move by emotion, you are not really considered men and women. You're considered males and females. You see, you have to have that level of intelligence, that higher level of intelligence is what separates us from the animals and the insects, does it not? You see, that higher level of intelligence is what separates us from the animals and the insects. Is that not correct? The animals and insects, they only live to what? To mate with each other, to mass produce, to eat, to basically do the basic things to exist. As animals, as insects, they do what? They mate with each other, right? They produce offspring. They eat, right? They put out waste. They do all these things to basically exist on some level of life. Now you got people that just do that. They don't exist, or they're not really living. They're more existing on that level with the animals and the insects and the low vibrational, low intellectual things on earth that just follow a basic pattern of mass producing, eating, defecating, and then dying. That's it. You got people who live their life like that and have a hard time doing that. They have a hard time following the basic things, mass producing, eating, pushing out waste and all this other thing, basically surviving and living. They have a hard time doing that. So those people who have a hard time doing the basic things that, are the foundation of life, the very basic and bottom things, then you're not really considered men and women. You're not really considered men and women. Because you doing the bare necessity to move to live in this world. You're doing the bare necessity. So if you're doing the bare necessity and you're not operating above and beyond the animals and the insects, if you're just doing exactly what they're doing, like the activity I described, basically the eating, the sleeping, the and everything else, the sex and everything else to produce, then you're just a male and a female. Straight up, you're just a male and a female. If you're not tapping into no higher mental capabilities, then because the bar has been raised. The bar has been raised, and it's always been on a higher level, but it's been really raised to a higher level to where manhood or being real men and real women is supposed to take on a higher level of ultra standing. When I say ultra standing, I mean greater comprehension. It's supposed to take on a higher level. What it means to be a man and a woman is supposed to be totally different from what it means to be a male and a female. That's a given. Yes, you have sex organs. Yes, that's a given. Yes, you do eat. Yes, you do sleep. Yes, you do the basic things. But if all you can do is the basic things as a person, then you're on the same level as the animals. You are a male and a female. To call yourself a male and a female is to put yourself on the same level as the animals and the insects. That's why I'm not no male. I'm a man. I'm not a male. I'm a man. You see? I'm a man who moves with men and women. I wouldn't say I'm a man. But, it don't sound right. I'm men. But because you're really saying I'm men. I'm a man. You see? I would be considered men. You see? Or for clarity's sake, I'm man. I'm man. As an individual, I'm a man. That is part of a group of men. You see? A race of men. Amen. You got the amen and you got the human. The human, which is your Asians, your East Indians, your Caucasians, anybody that's not so-called black is part of the human race. I've said that before. That's part of the human race. That's why we look vastly different from everybody else. Obviously, like I said, you can see we're not the same species, as everybody else. You got the human race over here, and then you got the almond race, which is us, which I brought that out in the teaching of Mentellect. The almond race, or the omni race, was the first race here on Earth, which is known as almond. Then they produced the human race. So the human race is really supposed to be behind us. Why? Because we have the most dominant genetics. So the people that have the most dominant genetics are the people who've been here the longest, who everybody else comes from indirectly. Like the humans come from us, but we're not part of them. They come from us indirectly. And I ain't gonna go into explaining how I already did that already. How the human race was created, and how it was a race of advanced beings that created the human race, which is really us. They don't want to say that, but they know we connected to that first race of people that walked the planet that were not human. They were almond as a race, almond. And we represent that race of lords in this day and time that's waking up to who we truly are, which is not part of them. And they've been showing us, they've been giving us clues all this time that we're not part of the human race. Look at how they treat us. And if we was part of the human race, would there be a such thing as racism? Now, you notice, you don't see, because this is the question I'm going to ask, I might as well go into this. So I already answered the question already on the difference between man and males. And let me just add one more thing to it. You also have man and mankind. You also have man and mankind. How many of y'all remember the astronaut? Somebody look up that quote from Neil Armstrong, the astronaut who supposedly went to the moon in 1969. NASA, the space program, sent them and some astronauts supposedly to the moon. But he said, this is one small step for man, one giant step for mankind. He said, this is one small step for man, one giant step for mankind. Now, question, why would he say man and mankind? So he was making a differentiation between man and mankind. Why did he do that? Because I'm going to tell you so-called black people something. I'm going to just give it to you straight. We are a separate race and separate species from the Caucasians, the Asians, the East Indians, and all those other people with the straight hair that got the straight hair, the fur. We are a different race of people, a totally different race. We are a separate race from the human race. That's why there's a such thing as racism. This is why we are treated as outcasts, because we are. Does that not make sense? I mean, I said it before, but I might as well just double down on it and just keep going. If we all the same, then why is there such a thing as racism? If we all the same. If we all the same race, we all human, we all come from some, that's a lie. You can see physically with your own eyes, that's a lie. We don't look like nobody here. We don't look like none of these other people, so how can we be the same as them if we don't even look like them? In no way, shape, or form, from our hair to our skin, our genotype and phenotype is different. So obviously that's showing that we are a whole other species separate from the human race. The human race was the second race of people on Earth. There was a first race on Earth that were not part of any creation. And that's our people. We wasn't created like the humans. They were created. They're artificial. We are natural beings from a fourth dimensional shift that took place where the fourth dimension emptied down and let out people from that extended space into a lesser space known as the three-dimensional realm, which we're in now, of people, place, and possession. That's why it's everything happens in threes, because this is the dimension of the third. But we'll go more into that. I don't want to get all caught up in that, because that's a whole nother, this is Mentellect. This is what we teach. We teach reality. I teach reality. I don't teach fantasy. I don't teach belief. This is not a belief I have. This is me basically acknowledging a reality of what you can clearly see with your own eyes, and why we treat it the way we treat. Because people would sit up here and say, "Oh, brother, what proof you got that's true and whatnot?" Look at how we treat it, and look at us. Your observations could tell you what the truth is. Your observation tells you that. Your observation tells you that we're not like them. They not like us. Your observation. You got eyes? That's like saying, here's blue, I get a crayon, I go, here's a blue crayon, and here's a red crayon, and I go, okay, these crayons are clearly different. They don't look the same, they're not the same. These two crayons, this blue and red crayon, are totally different. They obviously different. But then somebody come and say, well, prove that. Prove that. You can see with your eyes. What is there to prove? Your eyes, you're not gonna accept what your eyes see. Somebody lied to you like a lot of these fake scientists who sit up here and say we all human. It's only one race, the human race, but they don't really believe that. They don't. Look at how they treat our people. Look how they treat the so-called black race. Even calling you black is a sign that you are outcast. They all the same. The Caucasians, the Asians, the East Indians, the Arabs, all the people with that hair denotes that they are all the same. The same straight hair, which is really fur, is all the same. No disrespect, but it is. They're the same people. That's why you never see that all the racism is aimed at us. Why? Everybody from the Arabs, you got the East Indians who dark skin. And you can look at their skin and tell they're not the same dark skin as we are. But you can look at them and see that they carry some of our features, but the thing that separates them from us is their hair. The first thing, the white man look at, these Caucasians, the racist Caucasians look at is hair. They see, oh, well, if he got straight hair like me, then he must come from the same genetic material and things, so they're okay. That's why they can let the illegals in and give them all kind of rights and let all these other people in. You don't see them profiling and treating them like they treat our people. All the racism is put on us. It's put on, it's not put on none of them. You don't never hear about the Asians having problems with the police. You never hear about the East Indians having problems with the police. You will never hear about the white people for real having problems with the police unless they do something just outrageous and then they gotta do something. But every day we walk the planet, we just breathe wrong or whatever, or they on our ass, man. They on the so-called black people's asses. Because we're a different race altogether, and they recognize that we are a different race. And that race is not black. It's not African, because we're not African. It's not Negro. What? No, the race is the race, the species, because race denotes species. The race is We were here before them. In fact, I said this is the best kept secret. Black people don't even know, because trust me, your Caucasians, they already know we're not the same race. We're not the same people. We're a totally different species. They already know that. I told you about that time where the Ku Klux Klan, they was arguing back and forth with the Hebrew Israelites, and the Hebrew Israelites started reading out the Bible. Right, this was on Jerry Springer show. I'm going back to it, so I don't know why I was watching Jerry Springer. It just happened to come up on my thing. So the Israelites and the Ku Klux Klan, they was going back and forth, and the Israelites was reading out of the Bible about, and the Ku Klux Klan guy said, that don't apply to y'all. He said, that don't apply to y'all because he said, he said, those books came after y'all because y'all was basically the people before the garden. See, he let it slip out. He let it slip out that our people were the people before the garden story, the so-called Adam and Eve story, that our people were walking the earth before any Adam and Eve. But you listen to the so-called Hebrew Israelites, the Christians, and all these other people, they're the ones that promote this lie that we're the same as everybody else. They're part of that because they want to be in alignment with that whole God and devil thing. See, they don't know truly who our people are, where they come from. So they start lying and start trying to align themselves with the human race, which is your Caucasians, your Caucasians, your Asians, your East Indians, which is all the human race. Your black race is really your East Indians because they are the opposite of the so-called white race. They're really the black people. You see, they got the same straight hair as the white man. Well, again, you can just tell we don't have nothing to do with their human activity. We really don't. It's usually when we involve ourselves in their human activity with them that we get lost. Again, a lot of you so-called black people, because you can even ask these Pan-Africanists, they believe that we all the same. They believe all life started in Africa and that nonsense that the racist Caucasians made up about all life starting in Africa. When that's a damn lie. I know all life started in no one place. That's a lie. And they ain't never proved that. If all life starts in one place, then why are you finding all these different skeletons in South and Central America in different places that all predate that damn Lucy skeleton? You see, where you finding all these places, all these people in these different places? They're just making up stuff, man. That whole out of Africa theory thing, like I said. Let me get to these other questions. But I already explained the difference between men and males, and women and females. And it is clearly seen in how people conduct themselves. It is clearly seen how people conduct themselves who are those who move as men and women, and who are moving as males and females. You can tell in how they move. Like, you got a lot of these males and females, all they do is just basically live to eat, sleep, and screw. That's it. They don't have nothing else. They just want to lay up, eat, sleep, and screw, and look for somebody to take care of them and whatnot. That's all their life is about, is they basic desires, which is to eat, sleep, screw, and go to the bathroom, and that's it. Those are males and females. Those who have no ambition, those who don't have any they don't see a bigger picture to this, any evolution to this day, because they're not part of the evolution. Those are your males and females walking the earth who have an animal mindset, an insect mindset. That's why they breed like roaches, a lot of them. You see? Anyway. So that's the breakdown. So whenever you hear people like DeAndre Whitfield, the guy who was married to Sally Richards, all these other people coming up here, or I've even heard Tariq Nasheed, I heard Jason Black, I heard a lot of people, the guy, accountable commentary, the whole breakdown on trying to break down man, but they never broke it down. They just say there's men and there's males, and they don't go any further with it. But here you heard it from the original one who brought the whole difference between man and male, the breakdown. So that's done. Now, separating bronze people from black people. I said that I consider myself a bronze man. When I say bronze, I mean BRONSE, not with the Z. I don't use the letter Z, in the description of myself. And there's a reason for that. That's community teaching that we teach in the Republic of America. We don't use the letter Z anymore. So all the words that got Z in it, we use S. So when I say bronze skin, that's another way of saying bronze. But we just replace the Z, the S with the Z, because the S is interchangeable with Z. So when I say the bronze skin people must be separated from the black people, what do I mean by that? I mean, those of our people who are waking up to the reality of who we are as American indigenous people, a people who are on a higher level mentally, a people who are progressive, a people who are all about the evolution of life, basically the real men and real women. I refer to those as those bronze people, who we actually are, those bronze copper-colored people, the bronze-skinned people. And the reason why I said it is because to acknowledge that in this day and time that we are bronze people, bronze, as I said, bronze, BRONSE, bronze-skinned people, not black people. Not black people. Remember, we had to have this conversation last time. Our skin is not black. Stop listening to these pro-black, Pan-African, undercover Boule Sambo coons who trying to convince us, who are up here trying to convince us that our skin is black and that we black people, instead of the truth that term is really meant to be an insult from racist Caucasians who they serve and work for, because they the same ones that got us out here trying to convince us that we black people, and a lot of our people, unfortunately, are never going to be able to break that black mindset, that black mentality, that slave mentality where you believe in that your skin is black and that you exist to be here to go back and forth with white people. Or see, man, look, for our people who are evolving out of that madness, out of that degeneracy, out of that back and forth with the black and white, we referring to our people in the Republic of America as the bronze people, as the bronze skin people. Bronze. Not bronze, but bronze. That's how we say it in our American indigenous language. Bronze. Bronze. So there needs to be a separation, because black people are all screwed up, man. And I say that if we want to evolve, if we want to grow collectively as a real community, then we got to cut the so-called black race off, man. The so-called black race is full of degenerates, man. I know that a lot of people want to, that's our brothers and sisters. You look, man, if you got any kinship with the so-called black race, then you a degenerate like black people are. Black people have become degenerates, man, simply by allowing themselves to become or be called black people was you becoming a degenerate. Now, I know that's a bold statement to make because a lot of y'all have become emotionally attached to the word black and this false identification that these pro-black undercover boule Sambos try to present to you, that we really black people, and that like that was their idea. But you go ask them people this. Go ask the pro-black people like Umar Johnson, Tariq Nasheed, and all these other people. Go ask them, who called us black? Did we call ourselves black? Did we decide to call ourselves black people? Where did the term black come from? And who told us we were African Americans? Who told us that we from Africa? Did that come from us? Or did that come from someplace else? Go ask them. Please go ask them. Since they so down on this, we black and we from Africa and all this other stuff, and we have some connection to the African continent, ask them where that came from. Who came up with that idea? Where did that come from? Now, if they got enough balls to answer you and say it comes from the same racist Caucasians who they claim they against, you know how they always talking against the system of white supremacy and all that jive, all that BS, right? Like they always talking against that, but you're still identifying yourself with the racist Caucasians who called us black people, called us the American indigenous people black people. We Americans, man. We're not black. We Americans by nationality. We American indigenous people. Of bronze descent, of bronze skinned people, American indigenous people. We're not no damn black people, and we're not from no Africa. That's some white racist ideology or trope that came from these Europeans who came over here who want to misplace us as the real American indigenous people, the real Americans. And y'all pro-black boule coon sambos, y'all Negroes is right along with it, man. Y'all getting to check this up here and keep promoting this black nonsense to our people. You pushing blackface to our people. You can look at these people and tell that they just one big caricature. They're not even real, man. You know, all that pro-black, black power, black this and black, that's a lot of BS, man. That's a lot of BS. That's that pro-black boule trope that these Negroes, they love white people, man. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with loving whoever, love whatever. That's your business. And like I said, I'm not talking against all so-called quote-unquote white people, because that whole white thing is just a classification from the government. There's no white race. There's the Caucasians, the Asians, your so-called Negroes, which is even a term that they created here in America. All that, like that's Spanish, but the term white, that was created here in America just like black was by racist Caucasians. And the ones who are towing this line seem to be your pro-black people. Shouldn't your pro-black people be like, hey, we American indigenous people, we Americans, we not black, stop calling us black? Shouldn't y'all see that as an insult? Because it was meant to be an insult. It was meant to be an insult to the American indigenous people as a way to block us out, to black us out, to redact us from history. And that is what happened. Y'all sit up here and talk about some damn African American black history. What about all the indigenous history that we got here in America? You talking about some damn 150 years of history with damn Harriet Tubman, Nat Turner, and 200 years and whatnot of slavery. That's what you call black history? And then these Negroes supposedly get out of slavery and they start doing this civil rights thing, which had nothing to really do with them. But that's what you call our history? About 200 years of black history? What about the other thousands of years of history, the thousands of years of American indigenous history of our people here in the Americas? What about that history? Before the so-called white man, the Europeans came into America and took on our name as Americans. Go back again, look at the 1828 Merriam-Webster Dictionary of American. That tells you who the real Americans are and who the real Americans are not. You see, that tells you who the real Americans are, the copper-colored races, bronze, copper-colored races are, who are the real Americans by nationality. And they didn't like that. So, you know what? They wanted to rewrite the narrative. They felt like, hey, we conquered this place. We took it over from the American Indians, meaning us. We got them in slavery and bondage. So, you know what? We're going to become them. we, the European Caucasians, are going to become Americans. And that's what happened. They just displaced us, misclassified us, and pushed us to the side and became us. And now to this day, you still got these people here everybody calling themselves American. That's like everybody going to Italy and calling themselves Italian. Don't matter what color you are, everybody, you could be an Asian, you could be a Chinese Italian, you could be a French Italian, you could be a black Italian. No, they're not having that. There's only one Italian. They're Caucasians who are calling themselves Italian by nationality. And it's only supposed to be one group of Americans, the bronze, copper-colored people who are falsely being called black. We are the Americans, so please cut out the black nonsense. Please stop the black and African-American nonsense. Please stop listening to and stop trusting these Negro influences, these Negro whisperers up here who sit up here calling us African-Americans and black people. Nah, man, you got to tune them out, man. They don't mean us no good, man. If you're going to sit up here and you're going to start lying to our people about who we are, where we come from, then you can't be trusted, man. That go for anybody's telling us we came from Africa or any place else, or telling us that our skin is black, that we black skin, don't trust them. That's all I got to say on that, like I've been saying. So, and I say this, we got to separate from the so-called black race, because the black race is all screwed up, man. They screwed up. Let them keep on believing they black and African-American. They're screwed up, man. There's nothing you can do with people who cannot, process reality. This is reality. Our skin is not black. This is reality. They can't process that reality. So you don't need to move forward with those people. Leave them alone. Leave them on the wayside. The black race is full of too many goddamn degenerates. Bunch of sodomites, a bunch of damn gangbangers, drug dealers, hoes and sluts and thots and all this other nonsense. Simple-minded people, boule, sambo, coons, all the educated Negroes who don't know the goddamn thing but how to regurgitate what they heard some Caucasians saying. We ain't got time for that, man. This is an evolution that we taking place. This is a mental evolution that's taking place, man. The hell with these Negroes, man. The hell with these black Negroes. All right. Let me see. On the hip hop, since I see that question here, I come up with questions and just answer them. Questions people might have. Why is hip hop American indigenous music and not black music? Because number one, we are the American indigenous people. I told you before, when you hear people saying that hip hop and jazz and R&B and blues and all that is American music, yeah, it is American. Rock and roll, jazz, R&B, hip hop, yeah, it is American music. It's our music because we the only real Americans. So yeah, it is American music. When they call it, listen. By the least, our people should just be calling themselves American. Stop with the African. Drop the African part. Because we're not African. By the least, our people should be calling themselves American. That's it. That's all. And I've been seeing a lot of people, like I said, shout out to Raven Simone, even though she into that, whatever. She was the one to come out and say, I'm American. Don't call me African. I'm American. Yeah. A lot of us need to start saying that. No more African. Drop the African thing. Let the Africans who coming over here, the African immigrants, like Elon Musk, let them call themselves African American. We American, indigenous American, like the real Americans. Best kept secret of all. So yeah, hip hop is American music. It is American indigenous music. It's not no black music. It's American indigenous music. Our music as the American indigenous people. We are the American indigenous people and the only American indigenous people. Now, a couple more things I'm going to touch on. I told you I get in here, I was going to answer this belly of the beast thing, but I want to answer other things here. Let me see. Okay, I'll answer this one. Is the modern day liberated black female really with black males today, the so-called black man? Is she really with y'all today? This is something y'all really need to start considering and asking yourselves. Ask yourselves that question. Is the modern day black female with you so-called black males today? Some. But the majority, absolutely not. The majority of the so-called liberated black females today, the ones who've been educated, That's the liberated ones, the ones who've been educated by the so-called white man. Went to college and got their degrees and nothing. Again, let me clarify something. Let me explain something. When I talk about people getting educated, I mean people who are basically becoming parrots, who are made parrots, the people who didn't go to school to get any real profession, like a doctor or a lawyer or a carpenter, electrician, something with real progressive instruction, a skill you can learn. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the people that go to school for bull crap, like liberal arts and mass communications and business and psychology and all them, them BS classes where you just basically go in there to get a degree and waste your parents' money, right? When they can't get scholarships, you basically go there to get a degree just so you can go out and get a job. Y'all see, those people are they're programmed by a system. They're programmed by a system. Okay, we back. Had a little bit of issue with but anyway. So those educated people, like I said, the ones who are basically out here in the world, it froze for a second. Those people who are out here in the world calling themselves educated and whatnot, a lot of it is your liberated black females today. I don't need no man. I'm my own God. I'm my own constituency. And when it comes to politics, when it comes to all that, I'm separate from the black family and the black man. They already made up in their mind. A lot of these liberated black females already made up in their mind that the so-called black man is not the only option. When your women start saying that you're not the only option, that they have other options outside of you, whether it be these racist people who hate you, then you got to look at her with a side eye. You got to look with, caution. Because a lot of these liberated black females are always ready to jump ship when it comes to the union between whatever the so-called black man and black woman is supposed to be. And see, why that happens is because black people are lost. Black people as a so-called race are lost people. Because as I said, we really are the American indigenous people. That's our identity as American indigenous people. Some will say American Indian, but I tend to use the term indigenous, or just American people whose culture was bred here in America, not from Africa, not from no place else, but was bred here in America as real American indigenous music and fashion and just things that we do and style and how we speak and everything else, language. All that has to do with who we are as American indigenous people. Has nothing to do with Africa. We didn't come from no other place and breed this culture here. No, because you don't see remnants of our American indigenous culture in Africa. You see, you don't see no remnants of our culture, the music we make in Africa. You don't, because it's two different groups of people. This is why we need to stop letting Europeans tell our story. Stop letting Europeans give our history, because you do know that the original, like I said, it's hard to really trust history past the 1800s, because that's when that whole white thing started to kick in. That's when these Europeans started rewriting history and started telling lies where, this European history. Notice with the U.S. history, aka European or white history, and all the European history and white history, when they start talking about the world, because that was a question I was going to ask. I'm going to go ahead and answer it. Should we let, well, I already answered that question, that no, you can't really, she's not really with you. Liberated black female is not really with you, and she's going to let a lot of y'all know that. That's why I deal with the bronze woman. I don't deal with the black woman. I deal with the bronze woman. That's a woman who knows who she is, know who we are as a race of bronze people, know who she is as an American indigenous woman. I only deal with American indigenous women. I don't deal with the black woman. I don't deal with the black woman. I say the American indigenous woman, that just means so-called, like I use the term so-called black women who are not black anymore, because remember, I said black is a state of mind. Black is a state of mind, a program that was meant to be connected to our people and pushed for us to accept that black state of mind, that everything that comes with black as it becomes is basically nothing, basically no culture, no heritage, no history, no nothing, which is why our people cling on to other races. Our people, as the American indigenous people, the real Americans, we cling on to other races, and we don't, and we'll sit up here and let other people tell us we don't got no culture. Well, if we ain't got no culture, then what the hell are they all copying from? Because I hear them playing hip hop, which is our music, American indigenous music, jazz, R&B, soul, blues, all that is American music. Now, who are the Americans they talking about? They say it's American music, right? Now, we are the people that created that music. So if they're saying it's American music, then they are admitting that we are the Americans. It didn't come from white people, the music. It came from us. It didn't come from any other race of people, any so-called race or subclass division of race. It came from our people. The American indigenous people were falsely being called black, were falsely being called Negro and African American. That comes from our people. That's our music. Simple as that. And we need to stop being goddamn shy about this. We need to dump this whole black thing. And like I said, a lot of our people are too going, man. So like I said, that's why I said the bronze race, the bronze people have to be separate from the black people. And we have to have our own community, man. We got to have our own community, because there is no such thing as a black community. There is no such thing. That's a lie. We're not black people, but those who want to be black people are going to be black people, man. We don't need that. So let me move on. But I was saying with this, before I forget my point, we can't let Europeans no longer, because again, start referring to these people as European Americans if you're going to say that about them. The same way they call us African Americans, even though we're not from Africa. Calling them European Americans makes more sense, because white people are from Europe. White people are from Europe. You don't get to become some other people because you want to become some other people. Like I said, I can't go to Italy and become Italian. I can't go to Germany and become German. Y'all got that locked down. You see, that's who y'all, even though the original people in those areas was bronze-skinned people. But y'all can have that. You can have Europe. You can have Africa. But America is ours. South America, Central America, North America, Canada, Jamaica, the West Indies, all these are all our lands. This is the land of the Americans. You West Indian people from Haiti, from Jamaica, and things, you American, man. I told y'all Americans. Stop with this Yankee nonsense and man, look. When we saw that, how many of y'all might have saw that thing where there's a lookalike of Will Smith in I think it's in Colombia or South America, one of those places. There's a lookalike of Will Smith and Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy over there. All right, look just like them. These are South Americans, which goes to show you we the same people, man. We the American indigenous people, the Mesoamerican people who have our own origin and history here in America, who did not come from Africa. That's a lie. We have our own heritage and origin here in the Americas. We never been to Africa. We don't have no connection to Africa. We go back to the first people as the first people of America. You see, they don't want to keep pushing that truth that came out, that the first person that was found here in America was a bronze woman, a bronze-skinned woman, an American indigenous woman who was not African, who was not Asian, who was not Mongolian. She was a bronze-skinned American indigenous woman. And that's what we should be acknowledging ourselves. And now there's no black Africans. Get the hell out of the Africans space and let them be African. And let us be who we are. Let us stand up as Americans, the real Americans by nationality, by indigenous status, the real Americans. All these other people are foreigners, man. All right. So I asked this question. I'm going to ask this question, and I one more, I'm going to wrap it up. But the question is, what real proof do these Pan-Africanists and pro-blacks have that we come from Africa? What real proof did they have of that? Right? What real proof do they? I want to know that question. Any Pan-Africanists or pro-blacks in the chat? I want to know what real proof do they have that so-called Black Americans are from Africa? Right? What real proof do they have? Because you know the out of Africa theory is just that, a theory. You do know a theory is just a thought, an idea. It don't have to be true. It doesn't have to be real. But we have to use discernment because it seems like a lot of you so-called educated Black people, you have basically accepted this ideology, this philosophy from Caucasians, from Europeans, just basically claiming that all life started in Africa and we all African, and especially if your skin is dark like this or bronze skin, we all from Africa then. Forget that we got different genotypes and phenotypes from Africans, but we all from Africa. They'll throw us all in the African boat. And so I asked, what proof do they really have? None. None. You know what they standing on? Umar Johnson, Dr. James Smalls, you know what they stand on? These Europeans, these Caucasians, these racist European Caucasians who control the academia, the history, and all this other stuff, who make up stuff. And of course, notice in all of their history, in all the history they talk about with us, the European history, we was always slaves. We was never no great people. We was always slaves. We was always getting shuttled around from place to work. That's how they talk about us in their history. We wasn't the ancient Egyptians in their history. We wasn't the ancient Kemites, the ancient Egyptians. We wasn't the Mesoamericans. We was not the Olmecs, the Aztec, the Inca, even though you could clearly see on the damn wall, yes, we are. You could clearly see on the walls in these places that we are those people. The people that built civilizations before they was even thought of, before Europeans, Caucasians, whatever they call themselves, was even thought of. We was the blueprint. We was the blueprint. We built everything. All those pyramids in South and Central America was built by our people. Yet you got these pro-black, Pan-African, goofy, boule Negroes up here pointing us to Egypt. Yeah, our people built those pyramids too. But why they ain't talking about here in America? Why are they talking about all the pyramids that we built here in America, all the societies that we left behind and came into North America as the Mayans and as the Aztecs? Why are they not talking about that? Why is our history being concealed? Answer: because they want us to be Negroes. They want us to be Black people. They only want us to have some February as Black History Month, and all we know is Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks and Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey and Malcolm X, all the sellouts. Yes, they were all sellouts. That's all they want us to know. That's what they want us to look to as our icons, which I call icons. We don't need no icons to follow. Our history is deep in America. Our history is America. We are American history. We are American history. Okay? All them, like I said, Dr. Ben and all them niggas that set up here, and I don't got no respect for none of them because they didn't say that we the American indigenous people. They kept pointing us to Africa. They kept pointing us to Africa, lying to us about us not being from here. So I got no respect for them people that sat up there and told us that goddamn lie that we came over on some African slave ships. None. We sitting up here, got a whole culture and heritage all spread out all over South and Central America and Mexico, even here in North America, that they buried over, covered over, hid from us as the real American indigenous people, lying to us, telling us we came from some damn Africa on slave ships. We the American Indians. Going back to the Mesoamericans, going back to the Olmecs, the Aztec, the Inca, the Mayan, who were American grown, not from no other place. And the only thing that you guys are going on, you Pan-Africans going on, because that the white man said it. Other than that, y'all ain't got nothing else to say. Only thing that y'all go off of is that the white man said it. That's all y'all. That's enough right there for y'all. The white man didn't have to present no proof, no real hard proof that all life started in Africa, or that we black, so-called black Americans are from Africa. They can't even prove that. They can't show you no slave ships. They can't show you no where they supposedly took us from, like we damn cargo. And even in that, that's an insult. They always, in their history, we was just some dumb slaves, some dumb, weak slaves that let these super white men come and just throw us in slavery and put chains around our necks and everything. Right? Right. Right. Our people are the product. Our subjugation in our homeland, which is America, is the product of people not working together, people working against our interests, people that look like us working with the enemy. That's how we got in the position we got into, from a bunch of sellout Indians, who became Boule Sambo coons, who ended up wanting to follow behind the white man and be Masons and more and all this other nonsense and try to follow behind them. That's why our people are sold out. All these educated Negroes who wanted to talk like the Europeans, wanted to act like the Europeans. You see, that's why we in the condition we in. That's why we don't know we're the American Indians. That's why we don't know that we the real and only real Americans here. That's why. That everybody else, like I said, they just want to take our identity the same way they want to take our music. Oh, hip hop was 50-50 Latino and black. No, it wasn't. You see, but people can say that because our people won't stand up for as American indigenous music, as American indigenous people. We won't stand up for that. Y'all want to keep standing up for as being damn Africans and and all this other stuff. Man, listen, man. You see, listen, all these people have sold you out, your Umar Johnsons and all them people are a bunch of sellouts, man. You see, if anybody sitting up here calling our people black, they selling us out, man. Anybody sitting up here in 2024 still sitting up here calling our people black people or African Americans, they sold out. Anybody that look like us telling us we came from someplace else and we not the real American Indians, F them. F them. F them. I said it and I stand on it. You see? So anyway, I got a couple more and I'm going to wrap it up. So like I said, subscribe to, let me make sure I got this, let me make sure I want to, one more thing. Is there really such a thing? I'm going to speak on this. I'm going to do one. I keep saying I'm going to do one more. But, and I get going. Because like I said, I don't sit up here and spend no whole hour just talking about one thing. I talk about many things. I'm versatile like that, and I just get to it. Is there really such a thing as a black community? Hell no. There's no black community. There's no such thing as a black community. It's just a bunch of niggas living next to each other. That's not a black community. A black community is not a bunch of niggas living next to each other. That's the hood. But a real community is a bunch of people who are 10 toes down doing the same thing, acknowledge the same thing, follow the same thing, all of that. That's a community. Like the Jewish community is a community. The Jewish community should be called the real black community, to be honest with you. The Jewish community, the Orthodox Jewish community should be called the black community because they all dress in black and they together. I said that before, and people thought I was crazy when I said that. I said, yeah, they more the black community than we are because they dress in black and they a real community. They stand 10 toes down for what they believe in as Jews and whatnot, and that's it. They all follow the same thing. That's it. So that's a community right there. When you see the Arabs together, the Muslims together, the Arabs, and they all follow Islam and believe in Allah as their God and all that, that's a community. That's the Arab community or whatever they from. That's the Arab community, right? You got the Arab community, the Jewish community, right? You got the Italian community. They all Roman Catholic. You got the Irish. They got their own community. The white community, which is all subdivisions within the so-called white community. You got the Mexican, the Latino community. When you get to our people, black. The black community. What's the black community? What is the black community? What is the black community? You see, they said the black community is just people in a gang, to be honest. No, it's just niggas living next door to each other. That's all. That's what they call a black community. There is no community. There is none. And they know it's no community. That's why everybody does things to so-called black people and get away with it. Because we don't got no community. That's why. We not together. That's why the police do what they do to y'all. That's why the corporations and all these other things, they redline you in your districts and in your neighborhoods. That's why people disrespect your women. Hell, your own women disrespect you because they don't know who they are. And a lot of them are not trying to know who they are. They don't want to be American people. They don't want to be American indigenous people. They don't want to be the real Americans because, you see, with that comes expectations. And black people have been taught to expect little to nothing from each other. Black people have been taught to expect little to nothing from each other. You see, that's why they want to stay black. Because to stay black means you really ain't about nothing. You don't have no real culture. You don't really have no real heritage. You have no real history or nothing like that. You're just black people. To me, honestly, being called black to me is just like being called a nigger. As far as I'm concerned, being called black to me is just the same as being called a nigger. You see, you think that, oh, don't call that, call me black. I'm a black man. Don't call me a nigger. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Black, nigger, Negro, African American. Those are all insults. To call you an African American is an insult. To call you a black person is an insult. It's an insult. Y'all don't see that? To call you black people, to call you African Americans in your country, on your continent, as American indigenous people, to sit up here and call you black people, to sit up here and call you African Americans, to sit up here and call you Negroes, that's an insult. That's an insult. Yet you got people like Umar Johnson, Tariq Nasheed, and all the people, no disrespect to nobody, but I'm just keeping it real. They calling us that every day, and they expect us to accept it. They're not saying, no, we ain't African, we not black, our skin is bronze, our people are American indigenous. They're not going to do that because they don't want to offend certain people. They want their videos to stay on YouTube. They don't want to offend certain people. You know, it is what it is. I'm about to wrap this up, and I'm going to hit one more thing. So there's no black community, man. We need our own community, though. We need a community that's separate from the so-called black race, because black people ain't going to never get their shit together. Let me just be honest with you. I don't see black people, especially in this generation here, they not going to get their shit together, man. They not going to wake up. They not. They just going to be here to just keep getting their ass handed to them by racist Caucasians. They're going to keep being subjugated like the Negroes they want to be. You see, again, you know, people only treated how they allow themselves to be treated. When you allow yourself to be run over and treated any kind of way by people who are really lesser than you, that you made them more than you, then that's a sign of weakness. Our people have been weak for so long, hell, and even have our own people promote us as weak. By you letting people call us black people, that's a big sign of weakness, because those terminologies, black, African American, Negro, came from our open enemies. Racist Caucasians are our open enemies, man. I'm not saying all white people. I'm not saying that. Not saying all white people. I don't have no problem with white people, so-called Caucasian, per se, as a group. But you got a lot of racist people. And again, I speak against people who are racist, who try to subjugate people because they got a problem with other people, because they have low self-esteem, and the only way they could feel accomplished or somewhat happy is by inflicting pain and suffering and things on other people. I'm not with that, man. I don't care about who's doing it, whether it's black or white. Let me say something for the record. My issue is with everybody, not just white people, not just black people. My issue is with black people, white people, yellow people, red people, anybody who is doing despicable things. That being said, I'm not a racist, you see, but I am a racist. I'm not a racist, but I am a racist. Let me explain what I mean by that. I don't judge people by, because your skin is light or dark. That's not what I judge people by. I judge people by your intelligence level and your character, and that's what I judge you by. Not because of your pale skin, not because of your hair, your whatever. I judge you by who you are as a person mentally. That's how I judge you. I judge you by who you are as a person mentally. That's how I judge you. You see, I judge everybody that way, black, white, and everything in between. So if you hear me going at people, I say all kinds of disparaging things about everybody. I don't care who they are. You see, and you so-called racist white people, y'all not really racist because because a real racist, you would have racial things to say about everybody. A real racist has things to say about anybody in the purest form, all races. You see, you can't say, oh, I just hate black people. You ain't no pure racist then. A pure racist finds a problem with everybody. A real problem, not just their color, but a real problem based on how they think and the group they've been assigned to, classified as. That's a real racist. So pure racism is nothing wrong with that. Y'all practice a form of degenerate racism. You so-called racists out here, you practice a form of impure racism. Why do I say that? Because your racism is only aimed at the so-called black people. Not at the Asians, not at the East Indians, not at anybody else but the so-called quote-unquote black people. You're going to tell me that black people are the only problem, right? They the problem for everything, right? That's delusional. You see, the intelligent people are the real racists. I'm an intelligent man, so therefore I am a racist man. But I don't judge people by their color. I judge people by the way they think, not their color. I judge you by the way you think, not by and your limitations of thinking. That's how I judge you, not by your color. Because why would you judge people based on their color? Like I said, they can't help. Like I said, why would you have a problem? Why would you have a problem with dark and light skin? That's stupid to me. Now, I don't agree with race mixing. Of course, I don't agree with that. I think everybody should remain pure, but everybody's not going to do that. But it is what it is. And people for different strokes, whatever. But my thing is, as a real racist, as someone who's a pure racist, and I say that, not to be misunderstood as a person who gets on color and tone, skin tone and features. No, I'm talking about, I'm talking about the mentality of people. You see, I judge people based on their mentality. You see. That's the real, So that's all with that. Let me do this last one. It's gonna be my last one. I'm gonna close out. I'm gonna speak about the migrant gentrification in American indigenous communities. The migrant gentrification in American indigenous communities, because you do know when they send these migrants, when the government sends these migrants down into your areas, which are really American indigenous areas, American Indian territory. Our neighborhoods are really American Indian territory, American indigenous territory. They want to wipe out the American indigenous people. You see, that's why they let these migrants into American indigenous communities. You see, we got to start standing up. The intelligent ones, we have to start coming together collectively as American indigenous people. That's why I say I don't want no black people with me, man. Black people are too short-sighted, they too emotional, and they give in too much to, to their masters and whatnot, to their former slave masters, and they tend to want to follow behind them and have the same ideology and outcome of certain ways. So their thinking is limited. So I don't want no black people with me. No. My movement is for the bronze race, the American indigenous people. That's what my movement is for, the bronze race, the people who've woken up to who they are as American indigenous people. That's the people I want sending me friend requests, subscribing to my channel. I don't want no black people subscribing to my channel, man. You African Americans, because y'all niggas are the problem, man. You Negroes are the goddamn problem. You black people are the damn problem. Because you refuse to stand up and be who you are as American indigenous people. You continue to have this defeatist mindset, this defeatist mentality, this black and white mentality. Nah, man. We ain't moving off of black and white. I move off of color, man. I move and live in color as a bronze, man. I think and live in color, man. I don't let people dictate how I'm supposed to think. You see, I don't let educated people dictate how I'm supposed to think. I'm an intelligent man. I don't need their education to move me along in the world. You see, that's a bold move. That's a master move that only a few people are gonna make. So those who think that way, join the Republic of America. Join the Republic of America. You see down below. The 10th, the Republic of America is the American indigenous community. The Republic of America is the first American indigenous community, the real American indigenous community, the real American people. So for those people who still think they black and African Americans and all this, we don't want you. Don't become. We don't want you to send in no applications. I don't want any black people in my community. We don't want no black people in our community. We only want American indigenous people. We've outgrown blackness. This community is for people who have outgrown blackness, African Americanness, and all the bullshit lies that the government done told us about our origins here. So no, forget all that. We don't want them. So again, join the Republic of America, right? Go to AmericanRepublicWorldwide.com if you acknowledge this message. If this message resonates with you as American indigenous people, then go and join the Republic of America, the first American indigenous community. And let's be a community, man. Let's be a damn community. Let's be a real community, man, for real. I only want upright people. I don't want no dusty, dingy Negroes with hair all over their face and long hair and all that other madness. We want clean cut bronze men, bronze American indigenous men, bronze American indigenous women, clean natural people, man. I don't want no additives. We don't want them people with us. We don't want none of that. We are setting the bar. We're setting the bar up high and whatnot as American indigenous people of the Republic of America. We're setting the bar high, man. And like I said, it's a community for us. Only for the bronze skinned people. Only for the bronze people. The bronze skinned people, dark bronze, light bronze, and whatnot. We all bronze, man. That's it. And that's all I got. That's all I got. So I'm gonna take a few questions before I close it out. Everybody in agreement? I still shave. Join the Republic of America. Join the Republic of America, the first American indigenous community. This community is about evolution, not change. Exactly. We're about evolution, not change. There's a difference between evolution and change. Evolution is growth. Like, for example, you start off as a child and you evolve into an adult. You grow into an adult. You're not going to return as a child. You see, change means that you can change from one thing and change back to that thing. Because change means back and forth. You can always change one thing and change back. See, evolution is you grow from that. We don't revisit that. We don't revisit what we grew from. We keep going. That's the difference. Evolution is growth. Change is a rotation of the same thing. That's it. So I'm done. Share. Like, hit the likes, hit the shares, share on TikTok, share on all these social media programs. Let's spread the message and find our bronze skinned people, our bronze people out there. The bronze man, the bronze woman. Let's find the bronze people and separate from the black race because they mentally going, they dead, ain't nothing you can do for them. That's it. They believe they African Americans and Negroes and black and all that. That's the dead, man. That's dead talk. This is live talk in living color. And that's it. So I'm going to close it out in the name of Amen, by the power of Amen. Amen we trust, and Amen we thank, and Amen we continue forward forever. Subscribe to my High and Mighty. Again, if you want to support, subscribe to my High and Mighty Thoughts. I got a tier opening up on my Mentellect Patreon, where it's going to be High and Mighty Thoughts, my 6-minute analysis on all things in pop culture, people, places, and things. So that's going to be open. But meantime, subscribe to Mentellect Patreon, Mentellect Patreon Men's Channel, Mentellect Patreon Women's Channel, and the High and Mighty Thoughts Raw and Uncut 6-minute analysis. Check out Sister Enra Vanzetta's Ethnic American channel, and I'll be doing my cast tonight. And join the Republic of America. Like I said again, if you consider yourself, if you're tired of being African American and Negro and all that other shit, whatever, all that made up stuff. Excuse my language, but sometimes I just gotta go in. But that's it. What I want to close out with. Yeah. Good night.
I never thought that you would grab me, undermine me, and back backstab me, but I can see clearly now the rain is gone. The pain is gone, but what you did was still wrong. There was a few times I needed your support, but you tried to play me like an indoor sport, like racquetball, tennis, pool, whatever. All I know is that you attempted to be clever. Nevertheless, cleverness can impress, cause now you've been exposed like a person undressed. And I can see through you, cause I'm the guru. And what you gonna do when I start to step to you? Cause when I pay you back, I'll be hurting you. And this ain't no threat, so take it personal. Rappers and art, you can't own no loops. It's how you hook them up and the rhyme style true. So don't even think you could say someone bit off of your weak beat. Come on, you need to quit. I flip lines and rhymes that never sound like yours. There ought to be laws against you yapping your jaws. Originality overflows in me, and the truth is that you wish you could live the life I live and kick the lyrics I kick. But bear in mind that you can't think this quick. So Premier drops beats for me to say verses to. And if I sound doper, then take it personal. Don't be mad cause I don't come around the way like I used to. I don't have time these days. I'm keeping busy making power moves. And don't try to say I don't remember you. You shouldn't let your jealousy show like that. I stopped coming by cause of the way you act. Telling my business to kids I don't even know. You're like a daytime talk show, and that's low. So you can tell everyone that I'm jerking you. And if you don't like it, kid, take it personal. Diamonds are forever like family and loyalty, or real rap songs like cream or my melody. Diamonds are forever like my infinite thought, like respect in the hood that can't be bought. Diamonds are forever like family and loyalty, or real rap songs like cream or my melody. Diamonds are forever like my infinite thought, like respect in the hood that can't be bought. Word up. Diamonds, diamonds,
like a freshly cut diamond.
Diamonds are forever like friends that'll kill for you. Went up in a jewelry store, burglary, steal for you, bill with you, split the diamond in two, ice blue. Twice you try to disrespect our kinship, I don't like you. And now you X'd out the fam, but I'm cashing checks with Premier on this jam. Robin Leach, interviews on the beach. When we shake hands, nothing but ice on the region. I teach like the rap Reverend Ike without the perm I preach. There's more you need to learn. I return from my streets, gaining my wealth, training myself for corny confrontation with haters who be playing themselves. Diamonds, I like my world of rap. Yo, rhyming, it's like a world of crap. And a diamond is like a fly-ass girl that's strapped.
And you can't beat that with a bat.
Diamonds are forever like family and loyalty, or real rap songs like cream or my melody. Diamonds are forever like my infinite thought, like respect in the hood that can't be bought. Diamonds are forever like family and loyalty, or real rap songs like cream or my melody. Diamonds are forever like my infinite thought, like respect in the hood that can't be bought. Word up. Diamonds.
Diamonds. Diamonds. Diamonds. Diamonds. Yeah. Pick up the pen, write down the sins, cleanse, lay this shit down, play it for friends, make a few M's, then do it again. J. Cole, who'd have thought you would have been? Rhyming with ghosts, guru flows forever like a diamond at most. Could never afford the precious jewels, that's precisely why I'm blessing you. With clear-cut messages, I'm destined to invest in urban sections where depression rules. I hope to heal the destitute before I leave this vestibule. Between the heavens and the seven circles where some dead homies maybe rest, I plan to resurrect a few. I press the truth against the neck of devils. Look at the youth just like a precious pebble, meant to be protected. Mentally we let this poison of Western philosophy make us sloppy. We forgot we are the chosen. From hip-hop to astronomy, they copy what we showed them. Niggas be talking slick but only try me over modems. In person they starstruck, they hearts flutter. I'm like the realest one you ever met. If you don't feel this one, give it a sec. Go live a little, let the years pass. Experience pain, watch the tears crash onto the floor. Hurt brings wisdom, wisdom brings a whole nother sort of understanding. Diamonds only worth what we demanded. And niggas paying top dollar. Once upon a time I paid 100 for mine, now I'm a lot smarter.
Diamonds are forever like family and loyalty, or real rap songs like cream or my melody. Diamonds are forever like my infinite thought, like respect in the hood that can't be bought. Diamonds are forever like family and loyalty, or real rap songs like cream or my melody. Diamonds are forever like my infinite thought, like respect in the hood that can't be bought. I rock diamonds that cut glass out of window panes, ball head slick blazing tracks when the endos flame. Rocks that bling, rocks that make them jock my team, rocks that shine, rocks that keep my hand on my nine, rocks that blind, make the hard rocks drop dime. One of a kind, niggas best jet from the spot when I cock mine. Diamonds are like your man, you always call fam. Diamonds are like your grandma, you always call man. Diamonds are like having the whole world in your hand. Diamonds are like the shows I rip with no band. Rocking your knot, stopping your plot. It's me, ballhead slick duke, copping your block. For you it's only pain, for me it's only gain. Diamonds are like loyalty, iced out like royalty. Diamonds are like my wifey, so sweet the way she spoils me. Diamonds are forever like family and loyalty, or real rap songs like cream or my melody. Diamonds are forever like my infinite thought, like respect in the hood that can't be bought. Diamonds are forever like family and loyalty, or real rap songs like cream or my melody. Diamonds are forever like my infinite thought, like respect in the hood that can't be bought. Word up, diamonds, diamonds.
Like a freshly cut diamond.